What's up guys, my name's Adapt. Welcome back to another video on the channel. So today's Friday, we've got new weekly objectives. We've got a new SBC in Neto. Now for that squad, I think you need an 82 rated squad, one La Liga player, one Team of the Week player, and I checked Footbin just now and it's around 45k. It's a good value SBC for 91 rated Neto, but I don't think anyone's going to want to do it. Everyone's already got so many keepers. There's not much point, to be honest with you guys. But they also release weekly objectives. Now the weekly objectives this week, in my opinion, are more sensible. We've got Alessandrini, who looks absolutely ridiculous. Just looking at that card, he looks ridiculously good. And you need to do something with MLS players in squad battles. And then there's a Kimpembe as well, where you need to score with Liga 1 players in 5 separate rivals wins, something like that. In my opinion, that's more sensible than last week's, because assist using La Liga Santander defenders, only way you're going to be able to do that is if you have defenders everywhere on the pitch and you sacrifice getting wins in div rivals and put yourself at a disadvantage just to get Arias card, who isn't even going to get into most teams, to be honest. And there was a Musa card where you had to score with Saudi League players in 5 separate rivals games, something like that, or 4 I think. And that was just ridiculous in my opinion, because not everyone has a Saudi League team. Very few people in this team probably have Saudi League teams. So that was my thinking behind that. Obviously Saudi League players in rivals, there's a few very good team of the seasons in the Saudi League, but other than that isn't anyone too great. So I didn't go ahead and do the last 2 footies cards last week, but what I went ahead and did was the foot swap deals players. So I got the foot swap deals players, but I just didn't get the footies cards last week, which I don't really blame myself, to be honest. It's going to take so much time to get them cards, and there's no point at this stage in the game, to be honest, when I've already got a very good team. My main team is very good already, in my opinion. I haven't got the prime Hullets, I haven't got the prime icon moments Hullets, prime icon moments Vieiras or something, or even prime Vieira and stuff, but I've got a prime Henry in there. I've got prime icon moments Petit, I've got team of the seasons and a lot of them, and some very good ones. So I'm happy with how my club is at the moment. Maybe before the end of the year I'm looking at getting a team of the season Aubameyang just to end the game off, but I'll see what happens. I'll see what I want to do closer to the end of the game. I'm not sure if we're having Festival of Foot this year. I'm not sure about that at all. But anyway, let's go ahead, and this is the squad we are still using, guys. We're still using this team from a couple of videos ago, and it seems to be doing the job for me. I'm just having fun with these players, and why sell them when they're not playing that bad at all, to be honest. It works very well. It's a nice team right there. Haven't made any changes other than I bought Kondogbia like a video ago, but I told you guys about that. So this is Boraslegend'S custom text and player instructions. We're taking a look at his updated attacking custom tactics. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into the custom tactics and the player instructions, and I will be right back. Now getting into the custom tactics, guys, so we're going to go to our game plans, and he's using the 4-4-2 bracket 2. Now he says the 4-4-2 is the best formation in the game. That's where I got it from, the idea, and I have to say he's definitely onto something. I think the 4-4-2 normal variation is the best, but in this game plan he's using the 4-4-2 defensive formation, and that's how I've lined the team up. But let's get into his tactics first. So he's using balance, couple bars of width, lower depth, which I would use. Now huge grill had higher depth than width, which I found quite weird. I just wouldn't have higher depth than width, but Boraslegend has got higher width than depth, which I believe is better, but his width is a bit higher. Maybe I'd have lower width and lower depth, but that's what he's using. Maybe it fits his playing style better. And he has balanced defensive style. I haven't got any problems with that. Balance seems to be okay in pretty much all formations. I haven't tried balance really with 5 at the back and 3 at the back, but it seems to work very well with most of the 4-back formations. Then for offensive style he's using balanced. For width he's got it at a couple bars. Players in the box he's got it at a couple bars as well. he's got it around the same level, which I wouldn't do necessarily myself. Maybe I'd have width a bit higher. I usually have width 3 bars away from the max. That's my go-to, but Boraslegend has decided to have his width and plays in the box at the same level. Then he has 2 bars of corners and 2 bars of free kicks. I'd usually use 3 bar, 1 bar, but that's just me. Now getting into how I line up the team, we've got Kondogbia and Modric in the defensive roles. Left DM Kondogbia, right DM Modric. I got Cazorla playing on the right. He did alright. He's got very good passing stats. He should have decent crossing stats as well, so he can play that role decently. Then we have Dembele on the left, obviously, and I've decided to use Bale in the right striker role because I believe that he can fill that role in very well. And in the left striker, I've got Ben Yedder, and then we've got the original 4 at the back. Now getting into the player instructions, we have stay back or attacking on both fullbacks. That's what Boraslegend's using. Then Boraslegend uses cut inside on both of his wingers. Then he uses cut passing lane, stay back or attacking and cover centre, which I believe to work quite well also on both of his DMs. So I don't have any complaints about cut passing lane, stay back or attacking and cover centre on both DMs. And on his striker, he has stay central, getting behind and come back on defence. On his left striker, he didn't show his right striker, but I think he implied that he has the same on his right striker as well, so I wasn't 100% sure about that one. So what I did was I just used his custom text on his left striker also on the right striker as well, because I think he implied that on his right striker he has stay central, game behind and come back on defense also, but he didn't show us on the screen his actual custom text on his right striker. So we're using stay central, game behind and come back on defense on both our left striker and our right striker. So guys, those are the custom tactics, those are the player instructions. Now let's get into the gameplay. Now getting into the gameplay, guys, first team you come up against, he has a red Suarez, he has a red Oblak, so he had some Foot Champions versions of cards in his team, so I knew this guy has played Foot Champs before. He got very lucky, or he's a decent player, so you guys are going to see how this game actually turned out. And this guy went 1-0 up, and I couldn't catch it on record because my computer actually ran out of storage, so I had to go ahead and delete some videos, free some space up so I could go ahead and continue recording. So I missed the first goal right there, but Bale equalized and he made it 1-1, and we got the 1-1 draw. I believe I was the better man in that game. I just couldn't get that extra goal to get the win. But we get into our next game, we move on, and Bale plays it through to Cazorla. Cazorla's doing a very good job on that right midfield role, and we play it through to Bale. Bale's going to do some nice footwork before putting it past the keeper at the last second. I had to press B very quickly right there, otherwise that keeper would have got the ball and I wouldn't have been able to score that. So Bale plays it through to Cazorla. Cazorla's just opening up some space here. He's taking his time. He's being calm, composed, patient, waiting for the right ball. And Ben Yedder plays it through to Cazorla. Cazorla's going to get a nice shot and he's going to put it into the back of the net. So a very good goal from Cazorla right there to make it 2-0. So we get some space in this game, but you can never relax at 2-0. You always have to get them couple extra goals, because 2-0, your opponent scores 1 goal, he gains so much confidence and comes back and scores another. There's so many leads that people have choked from 2-0, so many leads I have choked from 2-0, and so many times I've been able to come back from a 2-0 loss position. So we go ahead and we win the game 3-0. This guy is going to rage quit right there, so we secure that game and we get into our next game. This guy's a flashback Firmino. He has a prime icon best, and he also has a prime icon, I can't remember who the other prime icon player is 100%, I can't quite remember, but he had a prime icon Hullet, that's who it was. He had a prime icon Hullet in there, so I knew this guy was going to be tough competition, so I knew to play at my best and just try hard. So we go ahead and we make it 1-0 with Santi Cazorla. A good drive back from Bale to stay composed in that situation. Just a very good goal I scored right there. Then he's got the ball with Firmino right here. Plays it through to Hullet, and Goretzka's going to score that goal right there. This guy was challenging. His team was very good, guys. And he started shushing me there for some reason, which just wasn't nice really. So I wanted to get back at this guy. So what I did was I try-harded, and we get a nice scoop turn right there. We play it through. This guy's Goretzka blocks it, and we get it back. We're going to do some nice footwork here, some nice passing play, and we make it 2-1. That's a very good goal. And this guy pauses it right here. He tries to pause. I think he's making a sub, and guess how he scores in the 93rd minute. That's just not fair, guys. He scores a header in the 93rd minute, and that just makes me upset. Like, just watching these highlights even now, because 92 minutes in, you're meant to blow that whistle, ref. And he has a corner in the 93rd minute, and he scores a header like that. It's a cheap goal to concede, really, and it's a cheap goal to score. It just wasn't fair, in my opinion, and I just dominated the guy the whole game, and he had such an amazing team. And he was just shushing and stuff. He was being a toxic player. But we get into our last game and we make it 1-0 with Gareth Bale. So Gareth Bale scores a nice goal right there, and I just wanted this win because I was just so frustrated about the other draw we took in the 93rd minute when there was only 2 minutes of added time. But anyway, we get into this game and we score a goal with Cazorla right there, make it 2-0 in the 9th minute, and it's quite comfortable at this stage. I just wanted to score as many as I could. He's trying to pass the ball out of his box right here, and he passes it to Ben Yedder. Ben Yedder actually intercepts it actually, and we play it through to Dembele. Dembele plays it through to Bale, and Bale manages to put it into the back of the net, and that is actually how this game ends. This guy's going to go ahead and rage quit, and we are going to get that 3-0 win. So if you guys enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys later. Peace.
Damn, I'm on red alert. Else you went up in the dirt, man. I don't wanna hurt, man.